Hailed as one of the biggest selling and most successful rock bands in South Africa's history, the Parlotones are in the midst of taking some time away from the studio as they recently concluded a brief headlining tour of North America before starting another leg of tour dates in November in London. Consisting of longtime friends from grade school, the Parlotones have certainly come a long way since their inception back in 2002 with the release of their debut album Episoda, but it was the band's sophomore album, Radio Controlled Robot, that catapulted them to mainstream success in their homeland. The Parlotones built on the past successes of the early 2000s to release their best-selling album to date, which was the band's 2009 release, A World Next Door to Yours, which went on to become South Africa's best-selling rock album of the entire decade. After the band's brief run of UK tour dates in November of 2011, look for them to get back into the studio to finish their highly anticipated new record, which they plan on releasing in early 2012. Artisan News recently caught up with Khan and Neil of the Parlotones to get an update on the new album and if they can shed a light on how the project is going so far.
We just spent the month of August in studio in Cape Town and Joburg in South Africa, and we completed 15 songs, which are at the moment being mixed in somewhere in Los Angeles. And when we get back to South Africa in December, we'll go back to Cape Town, back into studio, hopefully complete another 10 songs, and that'll give us a body of 25 songs. And from there, we'll choose an album of, say, 12 or 14 tracks, and we should hopefully release that next year, April.
Does the band feel the pressure to live up to so much past success?
You want to answer that question?
Yeah, I think there's always pressure. I mean, even if there's no album release, even a live show like tonight or in the future, there's you've always got to keep your standards high, you know. So yeah, there's always pressure, and it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah, I think when you start out, there's no pressure. You know, you're the underdog. You approach every show and album there's no track record. There's nothing. There's no expectations. There's nothing. No one wants to see you fall. It's like, regardless of a small amount of success, it's still success. But when you achieve success, the last thing you want to do is go backwards.
The Parlotones recently performed their original rock opera Dragonflies and Astronauts live in Johannesburg, South Africa. The rock opera featured 16 of the band's original songs, staged for a live audience with amazing theatrics, and it was broadcast live across various TV stations around the globe, even being broadcast in 3D. Khan also talked about why that was such a special show for the band to be a part of.
Yeah, that was an awesome project. You know, basically we got to do a rock opera. You know, I think, you know, there's lots of boxes that you want to tick as a rock band, and one of them was a rock opera, and we pretty much pulled that off in South Africa.
Although they haven't officially decided on the exact format, fans can look for the Parlotones to release the rock opera Dragonflies and Astronauts sometime in the near future, either as a DVD or perhaps a bonus to the upcoming album. As of press time, the Parlotones will conclude the last of their 2011 tour dates with a performance at the HMV Institute in Birmingham, England. Look for the band to take some time off for the holidays before heading back into the studio to finish up the new record, which is slated to be titled Journey Through the Shadows. The band hopes to have the album completed and released sometime before April 2012.